Alright, welcome back everybody to Operation Doomsday. This is the KMT and USA turn 18. Don't think there's any housekeeping other than the British forgot to collect their 4 bonus, 2 for Iran, 2 for no subs, so we added that to their bank and they're at 47. So we can hop into the KMT turn. KMT only has $1 and can't buy anything with that. And we do have 1 combat move. Basically, we were at the end of the game, so might as well just try this attack into Quantum. KMT's not really going to do anything else, so we'll just try this. So we'll have 4 infantry at 1 that retreat, and so it's going to be no hits and no retreats. And then we have a Japanese infantry in black and a militia in brown. And that's no hits for them. So we'll get no hits, no retreats on round 2. And they will get no hits round 2, round 3. Again, no hits, no retreats. And we do take a hit, so we'll lose an infantry. We might as well just press this. KMT's not really doing anything else this game. See if we get lucky. It's going to be 1 retreat, no hits. And it's going to be 1 more hit. So at that point, we will just go ahead and retreat that final infantry back into Kichao. So no changes there. That'll take us into the USA turn. USA rode the tech on Dice Maiden. We got a hit on radar, completing that. We got ASW to stage 1, missed airborne, missed heavy, missed LRA, unfortunately, but hit advanced subs and improved logistics. For buys, we have $76. We're spending 75 of those. We're going to be repairing 6 damage on factory, building 2 miners, which is represented by that strap bomber, completing the heavy battleship. And the heavy battleship on the calculator is 6, but it's actually 5 because I have big blue fleet and improved construction. But these 2 factories are 14. This is only 13, so that it all adds up. But that's the difference there, in case anybody's actually looking closely at that. And then attack transport, an actual heavy strap bomber, a sub, 3 militia, 2 militia upgrades, and then we're releasing a fighter and a medium tank. So that'll take us down to $1. And then the KMT also collected $1 at the end of their turn. Combat moves. These 2 subs, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and raid in the Sea of Japan. Our coastal sub is going to come over into P32 and raid in the East China Sea. I think these 2 subs are going to come over and raid in the South China Sea. So put that there. Those 2 got copied. That. Let me make sure I don't want this guy raiding up here and here instead. Yeah, he's just going to raid in P32. We're going to take 4 heavy cruisers by the 8th fleet and go 1, 2, 3 into I-12 along with our 3 subs here. Attack the Japanese ships there. And we are going to, with the 8th fleet, I think we're going to take liberate Hong Kong. I don't know if it's possible for a transport to only have one of its units off. Interesting. Or I can just put the third unit into Hong Kong and then one unit into Formosa. I could do that. Or I could just do Hainan. Hainan and Formosa. I think we'll do that. Gives that another target instead of something else. Alright, so the 8th Fleet is going to move into P-41. The rest of it, besides those heavy cruisers, we're going to stick, so let's see, infantry and a medium tank are going to liberate Hong Kong for FEC. So that's 1, 2, 3. I can put some stuff in port. Okay. That, and then the light tank and the infantry come down here. We are going to stick the infantry onto Hainan, and we are going to stick the light tank onto, although I don't think we can do that in 4.1. It's only 4.2 you can do that. Okay. In that case, we'll stick the light tank into Hong Kong. And we'll just have the infantry take over Hainan for the Americans. Unless I want to do Formosa instead. I think I actually do want to do Formosa instead. So we'll do that. And actually, with that in mind, I have these guys right here instead. That should be fine. Alright, that's what we'll do there for combat moves. For other combat moves, we'll move over here. And we are going to take a shot at Rome. So Strat Bomber in London is going to fly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and use its 7th movement to land in northern Italy. Strat Bomber in Normandy is going to fly 1, 2, 3, 4. It can land in northern Italy. Jet Fighter is going to attack. Moving 1, 2. These guys are going to come in from northern Italy, and then our transport is going to pick up the infantry and the advanced artillery and go 1, 2, 3 and attack from M5. no combat moves there. Our seaplane is going to go on map and attack this advanced sub there. I think. Where are our coastal subs? They're up here. We are going to move down into A7 with those and raid the Germans there. That should be it for our combat moves. We'll start with Rome first. So there is a AAA in Rome, but the city is surrounded. So it gets 3 shots at 2, and then this fort also has 2 first strikes at 5, so we'll roll the first strikes first. Oof, that is 2 hits on first strikes. Okay. So we will lose that infantry and this infantry for first strikes. That's not great. And then we'll do that AAA rolls at 2. They all miss, so that's good at least. We'll then go into our attack. So we have artillery doesn't participate first round. So we have 10 shots at 2 for our strat bombers. And then we have 2 tanks at 5, a jet fighter at 8, and an infantry at 1. Right. So we'll put our jet fighter in blue at 8 and our infantry at 1. So let's see, we got the 1 infantry, 10 at 2, 2 tanks at 5, and a jet fighter at 8. Alright, that is not a good first round at all. We only got 1 hit out of the expected 2, which I guess is not that bad, but all these missing is going to hurt. So that's only 1 hit the Italians have to take. And I'm willing to bet at that point that he would only lose the militia instead of his AAA. That's rough. Alright, and then the Italians have 9 at 3 and 1 at 5. Firing back. And that is 4 hits. Goodness gracious. Let's see. Oh. shot at taking it though. Alright, whatever. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. We will retreat. These guys are going to land in northern Italy. And then the artillery never actually makes it off the transport. Because we don't have any ground units left. We'll go to the Pacific. So we got 3 subs at 3, 4 heavy cruisers at 6. It's going to be 3 hits for us, which I'm assuming is going to be the carrier and the destroyer. Japanese have the carrier at 2, and then the 3 destroyers at 4. And that is no hits. So we'll go into round 2. That's no hits for us. So the 2 destroyers. No hits. Round 3. We get 1 hit. So the 2 destroyers. They kill a sub. Then round whatever it says, we get the last one. And the destroyer hits and kills another sub. Then we just kill the transports. I think Japan has anti-submarine warfare. Indeed they do not. America's actually the only one that's rolled for that. Interesting. So we'll win that battle. Oh, this was walk on. Whatever the Japanese still control. Again, no. So I think all that's left is separating. So we'll do Sea of Japan first. This is even. And it's going to be 2 damage there. And then we'll do Tokyo line. So we'll do our 2 even subs first. And that's going to be full 5 damage on. Nope. No. That is 2. It's going to be 4 damage there. And then the coastal sub at a Japan gets a +1. And that's going to be the full final damage on that one. I think that's got the turn. Combat moves done, rather. So for non-combats, all 4 of these transports are going to come out of port, pick up these units, and shuttle them into Gibraltar. And go and port there. Our destroyer is going to move up to A21. This destroyer is going to come off escort duty. Actually, it can't reach anywhere, so it's just going to stay on escort duty. Seaplane lands back into southeastern United States. It's got all of the stuff there. In the Pacific, 2 destroyers are going to join the 8th Fleet. One destroyer is going to go into P-42, and 1 destroyer is going to go into P-43. Our attack transport is going to pick up an advanced artillery and an infantry and go to the Caroline Islands, dropping them off and going into port. The regular transport is going to come down to Wake, with the other advanced artillery and infantry from Midway. And that's strategic naval movement to get to the Carolina Islands. Our heavy battleship is going to go to Hawaii and go and port there. And that'll be that, I think. So we'll do builds, so that's not real. The tank isn't real. There's that. FEC fire. Goes to Calcutta. Let's see. Maharashtra 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think it's actually going to Maharashtra, since the airbase gives it that +1. It reaches everywhere the same anyway, with the exception 1, 2, 1. Yeah, it's just better in Maharashtra. The French get their medium tank into Syria, since it's the capital and can receive release now. Heavy battleship goes to San Francisco. Attack transport goes into port in we'll go into port in Washington, actually, and we'll strategic naval move and infantry and advanced artillery down there. Sub goes to Midway. Put the heavy strat bomber into London. The 2 minor factories and the facility damage repair is in northern Italy. And 1 second. Sorry about that, I am back. So 2 minor factories are in northern Italy, and that's where the repair takes place as well. And then we have a militia from northern Italy. A militia upgrade for Wake, or sorry, for Guam, and then also for the Carolina Islands. And that'll be the USA buys. We will collect $79, puts us at 80 in the bank since we saved 1. And we got the game Indi, which I think succeeds on a 2 or less. Yep, 2 or less. January 45, 2 or less. And there are currently 2 occupied major power capitals in Paris and in Sydney, so the game will begin its final stages if the result is a 4 or less on this die. Oh, close, but it is a 7, so we are guaranteed. I guess we were guaranteed another turn anyway, since the victory points were still 7 at 7, since we didn't manage to take Rome. So that'll be that. And we'll pass it back to the vet from Germany, turn 19.